What if your morning cup of tea could become more than just a drink? What if those first few quiet minutes of your day could train your brain to speak English more naturally, confidently, and fluently? Take your cup of tea, hold it in your hands, feel the warmth. Look at the steam rising from the surface. Take a slow breath. Notice the aroma. And now, take your first sip. But this time, don't simply drink your tea. Describe the experience in English. Because today we are going to turn an ordinary morning routine into an advanced English-speaking classroom. You don't need a textbook. You don't need a language partner. You don't need to memorize hundreds of vocabulary words. You simply need your senses, your voice, and a few quiet minutes. Here's the problem many English learners face. They understand English. They recognize vocabulary. They can read articles and watch videos. But when they have to speak, something changes. They hesitate, they translate, they search for the perfect word, and suddenly a sentence that seemed easy becomes difficult. This happens because passive knowledge is not the same as active speaking ability. You may know a word when you see it, but can you use it naturally when you need it? That's what we're going to practice today. So take your tea, relax your shoulders, speak out loud, and remember, you don't need perfect English. You need active English. Let's begin. We're going to start with your senses. Your senses give your brain something real to describe. Instead of memorizing isolated vocabulary, you connect English with an actual experience. And that makes your practice more meaningful. Let's begin with touch. Hold your cup. Feel its temperature. Now say, the cup feels warm in my hands. Again, the cup feels warm in my hands. Now let's make it more advanced. Instead of saying, the cup is very hot, try, the warmth of the cup is gradually waking me up. Say it again. The warmth of the cup is gradually waking me up. Now another one. I can feel the heat radiating through the surface of the cup. Listen carefully. Radiating means spreading outward. Repeat. I can feel the heat radiating through the surface of the cup. Again, a little more naturally. I can feel the heat radiating through the surface of the cup. Excellent. Now let's move to smell. Take a slow breath. Notice the aroma. Don't simply say, it smells good. Upgrade your sentence. Say, the aroma is rich, warm, and comforting. Again, the aroma is rich, warm, and comforting. Now make it more descriptive. The fragrance fills the room with a warm and comforting sensation. Repeat. The fragrance fills the room with a warm and comforting sensation. Notice what we're doing. We're not learning vocabulary separately. We're attaching vocabulary to something you're experiencing right now. That's powerful. Now let's move to taste. Take another sip. Don't rush. Think about the flavor. Is it sweet, bitter, creamy, strong, mild, refreshing? Now say, the tea has a slightly bitter taste. Good. Let's upgrade it. The tea has a subtle bitterness with a smooth and refreshing aftertaste. Repeat. The tea has a subtle bitterness with a smooth and refreshing aftertaste. Very good. Subtle means something that is present but not strong or obvious. Aftertaste means the taste that remains after you swallow. These are useful words because they help you describe experiences with greater precision. Now we're going to take simple English and transform it into more advanced English. This is one of the fastest ways to improve your speaking. Don't always try to learn completely new sentences. Learn how to upgrade the sentences you already use. Let's practice. Simple sentence. My tea is hot. Advanced version. My tea is pleasantly warm and soothing. Say it. My tea is pleasantly warm and soothing. Next, simple. I like the smell. Advanced. I really enjoy the comforting aroma. Repeat. I really enjoy the comforting aroma. Next, simple. I feel relaxed. Advanced. I feel calm and refreshed after taking a few quiet moments for myself. Again, I feel calm and refreshed after taking a few quiet moments for myself. Now listen to this transformation. Simple. I am drinking tea before work. Advanced. I'm taking a few quiet moments to collect my thoughts before starting the day. Repeat. I'm taking a few quiet moments to collect my thoughts before starting the day. That's a very useful professional expression. Collect my thoughts means to organize your ideas before speaking or acting. You can use it in many situations. For example, give me a moment to collect my thoughts, or I need a few minutes to collect my thoughts before making a decision. This is how vocabulary becomes useful. Don't memorize the definition. Use the expression. Now we're going to create a short story from your morning. This exercise helps you connect sentences together. Advanced speakers don't speak in isolated sentences. They connect ideas. So imagine this is your morning. You wake up. You walk into the kitchen. You prepare your tea. You sit down. And you have a few peaceful minutes before the day begins. Listen first, then repeat. I usually start my morning with a quiet cup of tea. Pause. Repeat. I usually start my morning with a quiet cup of tea. Next, rather than checking my phone immediately, I prefer to spend a few minutes gathering my thoughts. Repeat. Rather than checking my phone immediately, I prefer to spend a few minutes gathering my thoughts. Excellent. Next. The warmth of the tea helps me feel relaxed, while the quiet atmosphere gives me space to think. Repeat. The warmth of the tea helps me feel relaxed, while the quiet atmosphere gives me space to think. Now connect everything. I usually start my morning with a quiet cup of tea. Rather than checking my phone immediately, I prefer to spend a few minutes gathering my thoughts. The warmth of the tea helps me feel relaxed, while the quiet atmosphere gives me space to think. Now you are no longer repeating individual sentences. You are telling a story. That is a major step toward fluency. Now we're going to use one of the most effective speaking techniques, shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it immediately, trying to copy the rhythm, pronunciation, pauses, and natural flow. Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on rhythm. I'll give you a sentence. Listen, then repeat. I'm taking a few quiet moments for myself before the day gets busy. Your turn. I'm taking a few quiet moments for myself before the day gets busy. Again. Try to make it smooth. I'm taking a few quiet moments for myself before the day gets busy. Next. The warmth of the tea helps me feel calm and focused. Your turn. The warmth of the tea helps me feel calm and focused. Again. The warmth of the tea helps me feel calm and focused. Next. I'm using this peaceful moment to organize my thoughts and prepare for the day. Your turn. I'm using this peaceful moment to organize my thoughts and prepare for the day. One more time. I'm using this peaceful moment to organize my thoughts and prepare for the day. Excellent. Now let's make it more advanced. Instead of rushing into my routine, I'm deliberately creating a moment of calm and reflection. Repeat. Instead of rushing into my routine, I'm deliberately creating a moment of calm and reflection. Again. Instead of rushing into my routine, I'm deliberately creating a moment of calm and reflection. Notice the word deliberately. It means intentionally or consciously. That's an excellent word for advanced English. Now let's connect your morning practice to professional communication, because the goal isn't simply to describe tea. The goal is to train your brain to organize thoughts quickly. Imagine you're preparing for an important meeting. You need to explain an idea. You need to give your opinion. You need to disagree politely. You need to sound confident. The same speaking muscles are involved. Let's practice. Instead of saying, I think this is a good idea, upgrade it. I believe this approach could be highly effective. Repeat. I believe this approach could be highly effective. Instead of, I don't agree, say, I understand your perspective, but I see the situation somewhat differently. Repeat. I understand your perspective, but I see the situation somewhat differently. Instead of, let me explain, try. Let me clarify what I mean. Repeat. Let me clarify what I mean. Instead of, I need time to think, say, I'd like a moment to consider the situation carefully. Repeat. I'd like a moment to consider the situation carefully. These expressions help you sound more composed, and composure is an important part of advanced communication. You don't need to speak quickly. You need to speak clearly. Now we come to one of the most important exercises. Think in English. For the next few minutes, try not to translate from your first language. Look at your tea. Describe what you see. Maybe you see steam. Say, I can see steam rising from the cup. Maybe the tea is too hot. Say, I think I'll let it cool for a few minutes. Maybe the room is quiet. Say, the room is unusually quiet this morning. Maybe you are thinking about your day. Say, I have several things to accomplish today. Maybe you feel motivated. Say, I'm feeling motivated to make today productive. Notice something important. None of these sentences are extremely complicated, but they are useful. Fluency is not about making every sentence complicated. Fluency is about being able to express your thoughts naturally and immediately. So stop asking yourself, what is the most advanced word I know? Instead, ask, what is the clearest way to express my thought? That mindset will change your speaking. Let's take 3 ordinary words and upgrade them. Word 1, good. Instead of always saying good, choose a more precise word. Pleasant, comforting, refreshing, satisfying. For example, the tea is good. Upgrade it. The tea is refreshing. Or, the tea has a comforting flavor. Word 2, very hot. Instead of repeating very hot, try scorching, boiling hot, or intensely warm. But remember, precision matters. For tea, you might naturally say, the tea is still too hot to drink comfortably. That's more useful than forcing an unusual word. Word 3, relaxed. Upgrade relaxed with calm, at ease, rejuvenated, or refreshed. For example, I feel completely at ease during these quiet morning moments. Repeat. I feel completely at ease during these quiet morning moments. Excellent. This is how you develop a richer vocabulary without sounding unnatural. Now put everything together. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Speak continuously about your morning tea. Don't stop to correct every mistake. Don't translate. Don't search for perfect vocabulary. Just speak. You can use these questions as prompts. What are you drinking? How does it smell? How does it taste? How does it make you feel? What are you thinking about? What are you going to do today? Try to connect your ideas. For example, this morning, I'm enjoying a warm cup of tea before I begin my day. The aroma is comforting, and the warmth helps me feel relaxed. Instead of checking my phone immediately, I'm using these few minutes to gather my thoughts. I have several things to accomplish today, so this quiet moment gives me an opportunity to prepare mentally. I feel refreshed, focused, and ready to begin. That's your model. Now make it your own. Pause this video if necessary and speak for 1 full minute. Don't worry about mistakes. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is continuity. Now it's time for your final challenge. This time, I won't give you the sentences. You create them. Imagine someone asks you, how do you usually start your morning? Answer for 1 minute. But there is one rule. You must include at least 5 of these expressions. Quiet moment, gather my thoughts, comforting aroma, refreshing, at ease, focus, Prepare for the day, clear my mind, deliberately, productive. Try to speak naturally. Don't force every word. Use the expressions that fit your ideas. Here's another challenge. Imagine you're talking to a colleague. They ask, "Why do you spend time practicing English in the morning?" Your answer could begin like this: "I find that my mind is particularly clear in the morning, so I deliberately use that quiet window to practice speaking." And now continue. Explain your reasons. Talk about your routine. Talk about your goals. Talk about how English could help you professionally. Speak for 1 minute, then try again. The second attempt will usually be better than the first. Why? Because your brain has already organized the ideas. And that is exactly what we're training. So tomorrow morning, don't simply pick up your cup of tea. Pick up an opportunity. Feel the warmth. Notice the aroma. Describe the taste. Speak about your thoughts. Upgrade your vocabulary. And most importantly, use your voice. You don't need an hour of English practice every morning. Start with 5 or 10 focused minutes. 5 minutes of real speaking can be more valuable than 30 minutes of passive scrolling. Because fluency doesn't come from simply knowing more English. It comes from using the English you already know again and again until it becomes automatic. Your morning tea can become your signal. Every time you take that first sip, your brain knows it's time to speak. And over time, those small conversations can build something much bigger. Confidence, clarity, vocabulary, natural expression, and eventually fluency. So tomorrow, sit down with your tea, take a breath, look around you, and start speaking. Sip, notice, describe, think, speak. Your English journey doesn't have to begin in a classroom. It can begin right there, with the first sip of your morning tea. Now it's your turn. Tell me in English, what does your morning tea feel, smell, and taste like? Speak your answer out loud before you write it. That's how you turn English from something you study into something you live. If you enjoyed this English speaking practice and want to build your confidence, vocabulary, and fluency step by step, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Every new lesson is designed to help you speak more naturally and confidently in real-life situations. So don't just learn English. Practice it, use it, and make it a part of your daily life. Subscribe now, and let's take your English to the next level together.